All right, we're live. What episode is this? I just realized. Is it 13?
12.
Is it 12? I thought it was 13. Chase was 12, right? Well, I'm on the countdown, so now I don't even know. I think we're on episode 13. Episode.
We'll label it 12, so that's why I said 12.
12? Okay, whatever. 12, 13, it doesn't really matter, I guess, at this point. We done got a few episodes in. I guess it's a good thing. We've done this long enough that now I can't remember how many episodes we've had.
Honestly, I didn't know either, so.
Yeah. Well, welcome in, everybody. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Busy week. I had a really busy week. You had a nice little weekend at Farmington. Beau, you're back.
I'm back.
It feels kind of normal again. This is the original crew here.
I've been gone so long, this feels like abnormal to me.
I know.
I got to get back in the swing of things.
I know.
Like outsider right now.
I know. Well, I was gone 2 times. You know, we kind of got out of sequence a little bit, so we're trying to get back into the rhythm of things. But yeah, so I guess we'll start off like we always do. So how did your weekend go at Farmington?
I guess we've had 2 weekends.
Yeah, I was going to say you had 2 weekends because I was gone, so we did a recording with Chase.
2 weeks ago, we had a Power Eye sprint car weekend. Friday night was Tri-Cities, which is everybody calls it Granite City.
Yeah.
And Saturday night was at Benton. So we went to Granite City, and that was a pretty big track, probably the biggest track I've been on in a 410. And also, it was the sketchiest track I've ever been on in my life. And we're not supposed to say that I wouldn't say I was scared, but I was definitely in my head the entire time.
Why? Well, what about it was sketchy?
First we go up to look at the track, and Antron Jennington standing up there. He's like,
who?
However you say his name.
Ayrton.
However you say his name.
Hey, Antron.
Antron Jennington, Ayrton Jennington. He's probably been called that many times in his
Crop
life.
that out.
He's probably been called a lot worse.
I mean, my last name gets butchered, and it's the easiest last name in the world. So, I mean, I probably get a pass on this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bowden?
Bowden. Yeah. Anyways, so we were up there talking. He's like talking about how, Hank Davis, he went quick time here last time. And he just, he just had to hold it to the mat. He was bouncing through the holes. And if he let off the gas, he would flip out of the park. He'd have killed himself. Like, he was just being really over dramatic about it.
Yeah.
McKenna Hassey is also like, when you go in 3 and 4, it kind of like the wall's weird. He's like talking about, that wall tucks in. McKenna Hassey, he shit that wall. He went over the fence. She's flipping. She's tearing everything. He's like telling me all this stuff. He's saying all this stuff while I'm watching it, like my first time looking at the track.
Yeah.
And I can see when I look at the track, like in the corners, you can already see there's waves. Like it's like this through the corners. So you can already see it. And I watched the video from when Hank Davis went quick time. And he was wide open, and his car was doing this the entire time through the corners. I'm like, man. The night before, I'd watched a video with T-Mez, and he was talking about how dangerous sprint car racing is. You can get killed in these things. I've been hurt, did all this stuff. These things will hurt you. This big long video that I watched the night before.
Yeah.
Then I got a kid on the way. So I'm like,
you're getting in your head.
This is God telling me, don't go out here and be dumb. Go out here and race.
Yeah.
Finish the race off, do that. So, of course, we go out to hot lap, and, of course, entering the corner, there's the biggest holes I've ever seen in my life. And we're hauling ass down the straightaway. So you kind of, and hot laps and qualifying, you really couldn't get above it. You had to go through it. So you had to just go through it, and then once you got through it, then you went through the whoop section all the way through the corner. Well, Brian Bell coming, he crew chief for me. He's telling me, he's like, you can do this. You just got to drive through it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. We go out for qualifying, you go in the front straightaway, get to the first corner, whoa, boo, and I was like, I couldn't do it. I could not make myself do it. I was like in my head so bad. So we still qualified like 15th out of 24, I think.
Okay, well that's still good.
And
it's all right.
We're going to start 5th in the heat, and somebody dropped out, so we started 4th in the heat. 4th in the heat race, but they were like a mile ahead of me because they were just full commit, like on the wall, just fully committed to it.
I can't remember who it was that won. I was watching it, and anyway, they were hammered down, beating the fence down, going through the corner.
That's another thing. Is like it's really sketchy on entry already. Well, then you throw another factor in the heat race. Big dust plume blows up, and you can't see the car in front of you when you're going into the corner. I was like, this is God has not wanted me to get on the gas tonight. And I listened because I took it, got my 4th place finish, started 11th in the feature, fell back to like 15th or so, and some people's wrecked out. I passed one or two, got back to 11th, and toward that feature, I got a little more comfortable. Like the track worked up to where you kind of enter above it, and then try to get on it, and then angle down, hit the rubber on the exit. And as the race went on, I got more comfortable with it. But still, you would get in above the hole there, and when you get through the corner, the thing just starts just through the whoop section.
Yeah.
And it's just sketchy. It's super sketchy. And like I said, I was in my head to begin with, and I just wanted to survive in advance. Like, let's just do the best we can. Don't do crazy, because also, like, we're going to Benton the next night, and I feel like I have a better shot at Benton anyways.
Yeah.
Being smaller,
Yeah.
you don't need
You've been there.
the more horsepower. I've raced there, so I didn't want to destroy the car and not get to race the next night as well. So anyway, we finished 11th, survived that, and I was
That's still a good night.
I was
That's still a
decently
good night.
happy with how it finished, and I got more comfortable at it. I feel like if I went back, I'd be more comfortable now because I have a better idea of what I need to do and how to do
What
it.
to expect when you get there.
Yeah, like I know what to expect when I get there. Like I didn't have a really good idea of how hard to run it or what I needed to do. So I felt like I'd be a little bit better going back. So anyway, I was happy with that. So went to Benton the next night and just unloaded really, really bad. Like it was just off and qualifying. Then we ended up, we had like 32, 35 cars at Benton. A bunch of cars showed up, and we qualified like 19th out of that. It wasn't
A lot
good
of
at all.
360s went.
Yeah, there were some 360s.
A lot of 360s went.
And so we qualified 19th, and in the heat race, just weren't good again, and started 4th. I think I was supposed to originally start 5th, and somehow got to 4th. Somebody dropped out or something. So started 4th, finished 4th in the heat, and had a straw on the pole of the B, which I was actually my first time ever excited to race the B main because I wanted the lap. So I was like, we're not good. I don't want to just sneak into the main and go back out not good in the main. So I was happy to be on the B, and Brian pretty much, he tightened the car up. He's like, do you want me to tell you like how it's going to feel out there? I said, nope, just let me go out here and just do it, because I'm just in my head all the time. I just need to go out here and just do this.
Yeah.
And we got it a lot better in the B. I won the B main. And then right at the end of the B, car was really nice. Went in the B, went down to smoke one more lap. Well, I go down in 3 and 4, and the brake pedal just goes to the floor, and I'm headed straight for the wall. And I somehow get it cocked to the side and keep it off the wall and don't tear it up. So we come in and we have a bunch of brake issues. We try to swap calipers out. Wasn't going to work. Swapping calipers back. Anyways, we didn't get to start the A main. So we had a D and S, but the good thing about Power I is they don't do alternates. So we still got our start money.
That's good.
So that was a plus. We got better in the B main. I felt like we could have went forward in the A. So I was happy with that, and they'll have more 410 races there in the future. We'll be able to apply that to that and stuff.
Yeah.
So we went back to Farmington Saturday night. They had 20 cars show up. Started 6th in the 3rd heat race, which was last. They did 7.76. So I started last in the 3rd heat, won the 3rd heat race, and with that, you're rewarded with a 2nd row inside starting position because they don't do passing points, and you just line up, heads up how you finish the heat race. And got a pretty good start, got to 2nd in about a lap or so, and paced the leader most of the race. Early in the feature, he kind of got away from me. We had a caution, and I got the car, I moved the wing back, got a little bit better, and paced him for most of the feature, but it got really slick, started taking some rubber, and I had a shot in traffic one time, but every other time we got to lap traffic, the yellow would come out, or I'd start making a little bit of ground up, yellow would come out. We never got to go a really long run except for the first one when I really wasn't that good until I started moving the wing back, but finished 2nd. So after the Power I weekend, 2nd felt pretty good to come back and finish the 2nd place. So I'll take it.
Yeah.
And
So how many 410 races have you run to this point? Do you know?
total.
Yeah, total. Like what
So
would
I've
you
run
say?
13 this year, and I think I did 4 or 5 last year. I did 5 last year. So yeah.
So other than you've basically gone to Farmington almost every time though, right? Riverside's probably like the next biggest track that you went to.
Riverside, Benton, Farmington are the ones I've been on the 410 with. Yeah, those are the 3 I've been on.
Yeah, so I mean
Or
you're
Peevely. I've been to Peevely too.
well, that's true. You went to Peevely. You've been to Peevely and Granite City, and you've only done that once a piece.
Yeah, once a piece.
So I don't want you to be so hard on yourself.
Yeah,
When y'all go do that, because it is different.
Yeah.
Running Benton and Riverside and Farmington. I mean, it's not a 360, but you're not really going fast enough. The wing speed's not so different that like you can just tell that there's a massive difference. So like when you do go to those other racetracks, don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't want you to beat yourself up, because it is. I mean, it's a totally different world. I mean, that's Beau. Beau has gone with us to all of them, 360, 410, whatever, and he's seen the difference. And so I wouldn't, at least, with you guys going, if you guys keep going and doing that, you can build you a book,
Yeah, that's, and like Peebly, we went there and it was fast track, but it was smooth for the most part,
Yeah.
And then this one threw like a bunch of different factors in. It's fast, rough, sketchy, like all those things. You had to be up on the wall. You had to be on the hammer. Like, it was just a lot.
See, that's how I remember it, because the last time I ran there, it was, I can't remember if it was a mower race or a power hour race. I know, what'd you call him?
Antron.
Antron won the race. and I started, I don't remember what happened. We broke or something. We started like last in the feature. It was like 21 cars there, and we started last or next to last or something. Fixed the car and went back out there, and we made it to fourth. And it was like you were talking about, like it was on the wall, and there was like you couldn't go anywhere else. Like you just sat there and just ran the wall. But my car was like really good that night.
They tried to water it, and the bottom was there in 3 and 4 for a little bit. But still, the top was if you could hammer the cushion, you could pretty much get it all on the exit.
Yeah.
And like I said, if they could figure out how to get that thing smooth, it would be a fun track.
Yeah.
But I heard somebody was saying that they had a big flood up there a couple years ago, and it washed all the good dirt off.
Yeah.
And ever since then, they haven't been able to get it back, I guess, as far as smoothness and surface wise, because it was just, even all night long, it was just top dominant the whole time.
Yeah. The times I went there, it was pretty smooth, but it's probably been 3 years since I went up there, though.
Yeah. I watched videos. Sense. Yeah. I watched videos, and like 3 to 4 years ago, it was smooth. And then I started watching the ones more recent, and it had the whoop section all the way through the corners. So I guess that's something pretty recently that's happened there.
Yeah,
because it was definitely sketchy. And then the end of it, I told Brian, I was like, "Well, first and last trip."
I said the same thing about Lake Ozark. They had a period where it was really, really good. Like the first race I went there was excellent. It was smooth, dry all the way to the wall, real racy, great race. And then every trip after that has been cowboy up, holes everywhere, rough, hooked up, just ugly. Outlaws would go there. They're just creeping around the bottom trying to survive. That was how Jacob Allen won his first outlaw race or something like that. Just terrible. But I think they've trended in the right direction. The guys are gonna give me a hard time about this, so I'll tell you all a little bit about my week. I went to Florida, to Orlando, to the Vault conference. It's called the Vault, like a bank vault, and
Patrick Bet
David.
That'll probably be easier for everybody.
Yeah, you guys in here, y'all. I tell y'all about Patrick all the time. Y'all give me crap about how much I talk about him, but I'm repping the gear. I've got the Future Looks Bright shirt. I know you probably can't see it behind the computer there, but and I got my Angry Patriot hat on, because I am an angry patriot. I think everybody in this room is, especially this week. Lot of mess going on in the world. So I go to the conference. I got there. It's like 3:00 in the morning before I actually made it to Florida, because I left right after church on Sunday. And it was a really fun event. Tons of people there. It was like 10,000 people there, different business owners, entrepreneurs, whatever. You name it, they were there. And anyway, Monday we just registered and networked like the whole day in this huge hotel. And I posted a video of the hotel on my Instagram and my TikTok. So if you want to go kind of see what it looked like, there was alligators and turtles and koi fish, and I mean it was all kinds of stuff. But it was a huge boat. I mean, all right in the middle of this hotel. I mean, it was pretty cool. But anyway, so did a lot of networking, and then 8:30 in the morning, Patrick would get on stage and do his thing. They had a few guest speakers come in. If anybody watches NBA, which I don't know anybody that watches NBA anymore, but David Falk, who was Michael Jordan's
Isn't
agent.
this a race car podcast?
It is.
You brought Michael Jordan into it. We're good.
Yeah. It was Michael Jordan's agent. He was there and he talked for a little bit. And Overkill, well, PBD guest for next week. I hope so. That'd be cool. But anyway, so he came on. Martha Stewart came on. I don't know why. I dozed off during that one. But Tony Robbins was there on Wednesday doing his thing. And if you've never heard Tony Robbins speak in person, I would recommend it. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool experience. But during the Tony Robbins bit, I got a message from the guys here and my parents at the same time about Charlie Kirk getting shot. And, everybody around me was, losing their minds, excited. He was pumping up the crowd, and I mean, it was cool. It was a good time. And then I'm just kind of sitting there and I don't know, just kind of gliding because I'm like, all these people around me are so excited.
Did they say anything about it in the moment?
Yeah, so they're all losing their minds, and I'm just kind of like, what? This roller coaster of emotion, because I'm like, this was cool up till now. So right after, 20 minutes later, he gets done, and Patrick comes out on the stage. He said a few words, and then he announced to the crowd, like, hey, we just found out that Charlie's been shot. And so it got so quiet, a pin drop, you could hear it.
Yeah.
And just a really, really bad situation. And they upped security instantly. His security was actually trying to convince him to stop the conference and get him out, but he said, no, show goes on. We're going to do this thing. We're going to finish it. And anyway, which I admired him for that. But a lot of people paid a lot of money to be there at that thing too. So, but yeah, it was a very eye-opening experience to be 12 and a half hours from home and something like that happened. And, I got a long ride back, and I'm glad I had weapons in the car, because I thought, well, I don't know what could happen, but I did want to say that, we're living in a really crazy time, and I feel like more so than ever, we need God. And I've seen some crazy posts this week ever since that happened. People celebrating, and it has, it's been a kick in the gut, really, to think that there's actually so many people that would celebrate something like that. And being at that conference and being around people like-minded that are wanting the best for each other, wanting everyone to succeed, and willing to lend a hand is it's what everybody needs. And so I wonder what goes through these people's heads that do that. Like, what makes their lives that bad that they feel like that was a good thing and a necessary thing. So my advice is go to church. Do something positive in your lives. Like, find and create good habits. Do something let's turn this around, because this is evil like I never thought we would see, not in my time. And I just feel like if we all tried at least once a day to do something good for somebody else, and we try to create good habits and just help one another, that we could turn this around. Things could change for the better. So I know this is a racing podcast, and I didn't intend for
I'll
that.
say something about it. You say, how did you put it? Talking about the evil, and you didn't think, well, yeah, there was evil displayed on that day, but there also was a great awakening on that day, that overplayed their hand
Yeah.
with this. That it didn't have the effect they thought it would. It thought it would the
Divide.
the goal is to shut down the movement, to shut down the voice. Well, that was what they thought would happen, but
Yeah.
instead there was like an awakening. Like I knew who Charlie Kirk was, but I didn't ever watch anything he had done, listen to anything he'd done.
Yeah.
But this event made me go find clips. Or clips are popping up, and you were seeing clips.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what his message was. I didn't pay that close attention to it, but all I've watched.
Yeah.
And it's
Yep.
inspiring to see how he inspired other young people to go towards God and to be godly. And so like, yeah, there was some evil displayed that day, but in the end, I feel like there was an awakening and a bigger movement has begun because of what they thought they were going to do.
Yeah.
It didn't. The reverse is happening.
Yeah.
It's like I've seen all the clips about the side that's celebrating it, as you called it.
Yeah.
They post these clips about him being racist. They take these little
Fascist.
50-second clips and they play the gotcha part of it. They don't give you the context before or after.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also seen the clips where he talks about God and how he can recite scripture, not even having to look at anything or just right off the cuff.
Yeah.
I don't need context for that. I know where his mind is with that, where his heart is with that. I don't need any context when he talks about God. I know where he is. But they try to post these little gotcha clips to bring him down, and you don't have any of the context. When he talks about God, I don't need the context. It's been inspiring to watch the clips that I've seen get posted.
I do agree. I think Erica said it in her interview the other night, or her speech. She was talking about, if you thought this was going to kill Charlie, you're wrong, and it's going to be louder than ever.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And but I said go to church. Just like with media, when you go to church, make sure, my advice to anybody is always question everything and look into it yourself and fact check it. And the way to fact check it is pick up a Bible and actually read it. Don't just read, kind of like we've been talking about lately in class, is don't just read John 3:16. Read everything before it and read everything after it. He has more than just one commandment. You can't just pick one and go with it. He says to obey all commandments. So I felt like that should be said. I think that it was necessary. But
I agree. Good words.
anything you want to add in?
Y'all covered it.
You think? Okay.
Yeah, y'all covered it.
So now that that's said, we had.
When's Patrick Bet Daddy gonna be on?
Believe me. Okay, so to further it, so I told you guys I have an angry patriot hat on. I love their message. I think they're probably some of the best media that you're gonna look. If they're not gonna put something out there that they don't trust. They're gonna tell you the facts and as to how they understand it, which they know at that time, and then they'll give their opinion. But I love Vinny Oshana. He's on the show, and he's the Angry Patriot, and this is his gear. So if you want to support a really good podcast, I would support the PBD podcast. They're great. I think their movement's great. What they're doing is great. So you can go to, I think Hadley had it up earlier. You can go to, I think it's VT Merch or Valuetainment. You can probably just look up Valuetainment, and yeah, there it is. And you can get their gear on there. And I'm not getting paid to advertise. I just really like what they do, and I'll support it. But anyhow, I did have a caller that I'm going to reach out to here in just a second. We had some exciting.
He's probably more famous than Johnny Gibson right
Yeah,
now.
I say he's probably the most looked up guy right now in sprint car racing, because we had an interesting deal happen at Jacksonville Speedway this past weekend. We had a car flip over, apparently on the front stretch at Jacksonville, and they went 3 laps before throwing a caution or a red flag.
Yeah.
So we're gonna call Tommy and
Do we want to watch the clip first?
yeah, go ahead and watch the clip. I'm gonna
Yeah.
Track the race leader
is out!
He's on dirt bike.
we pulled it off of Facebook. I sent it.
New leader, Joey Mohan, now car upside down, it's Kevin Newton.
Play it anyway.
Yeah, just play it. What's the
We're still green. I don't know why nobody's throwing a caution. Throw the caution flag.
Yeah, it's on.
Is anybody paying attention?
You got audio?
Hello! We just had a car flip
Make sure you
over.
got
Throw the
audio.
red flag. What are we doing? Come on! What is going on? Pay attention!
Let us know if you can hear it here in the chat.
3 laps, we let the cars go around with a flipped car on the front stretch. What are we doing, guys? Come on! That is ridiculous! Track the race lead.
Yeah.
Can hear? Okay. So Tommy was losing his mind anyway. We're gonna call him. I just made sure he was good. Let's call him.
Hello.
Tommy Cook. How you doing, buddy? You're on the Let Her Eat podcast.
Wow, is this the Bobby Jones I'm talking to
Yeah.
right now?
Do we need to tell that story? It's okay now. I don't work there anymore.
That's up to you, partner.
So
That always brings a smile on my face.
yeah. So it's funny. I did not know Bobby Jones, the car owner, at the time. Just so you know, I did not know
Okay.
this at the
Yeah.
time. I was working at Lim Corporation 3 years ago, and I was wanting to run a race at Granite City. Matter of fact, it was that same night. And anyway, I told when I was supposed to be at work. I played sick, and I went all the way to Illinois to run this race. And I said, "Don't put my name on anything. Just put Bobby Jones. I don't care." So they put Bobby Jones on
I vaguely
everything.
remember this,
You
yeah.
remember that?
I do.
I put Bobby Jones on everything. There was no Brandon Hanks Insight online, no nothing. I didn't post that I was there. I didn't say anything. I just went to this race and signed in as Bobby Jones. And then not long after that, I started driving for a Bobby Jones that I did not know existed. So it's kind of funny how that worked. But anyway, so you have been talked about a lot over the last couple days.
That's what I've heard.
We had an interesting weekend over at Jacksonville. So tell us from your perspective, like what was going on, like what was happening, and what have you? Oh, well, I guess first of all, tell everybody who you are and what you do. I guess we'll do that first.
Well, my name is Tommy Cook. Since 2021, I have been the announcer for Jacksonville Speedway, and a couple of years before that, I was the announcer for the Moto Sprint Car Series as well. So, yes, this past Friday night, we had a MOA race at Jacksonville. So, it's my two jobs combining into one. And I want to preface this as well. We released a statement today, but nothing I'm going to say is an excuse.
Okay.
Or is like trying to explain it away. It's like when a commercial airline crashes.
Gotcha.
It's like, well, we gotta pick the pieces apart here and see. There's so many redundancies programmed in for it to crash. Something really has to go wrong. So
Yeah,
I mean, and a lot did go wrong, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the A main of the Moto Sprint Car feature. Of course, Jacksonville, if you don't know, is on paper, it's a quarter mile. Really, it's closer to a fifth mile. But so, I mean, it's elbows up, bull ring, getting after it. A lot happens really, really fast. So to start the night, I mean, we're literally making phone calls before the program starts because we're missing, I want to say 3 of our on-track infield officials. A couple of them work for other tracks that had big races going on that night. One of the guys is got a son that's on the football team, so he couldn't be there. So I mean, we're already short-staffed.
Did you say 3 were missing?
Yeah, he said 3 was missing.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be more, but I'm 3 from that I know for sure in my head that were not there. So the race is going along. The leader, Jake Newman, hit the wall and is broke. He's kind of limping his car around the bottom of the track. So now anybody's eyes on the backstretch who, we divvy it up with the flag stand in the infield. Everybody's got zones that they need to watch. So we've got enough to cover, one person in every zone. The zones are maybe a little bit wider than they usually are. but we've got people in the infield watching their zones. Well, everybody that could, kind of flex around to the front stretch now is trying to make sure that Jake Newman can get in the infield and we can stay green. So at that same time, Kevin Newton is running along, and I didn't see how it happened, but I did see the flip, obviously. So it looked like the right front tire broke off, kind of like at the knuckle. And you'll know there's that big berm there out of turn number 4, and so it kind of digs into the berm and sort of flips him up. He got one really big, long looping roll in the air, and then he punched the throttle. I think because he thought he was going to hit the grandstand wall, and then he kind of ended up by the stage, right at the start finish line.
Yeah, so he was way off. He was way off the surface then.
Well, he was off the surface, but I mean, if he can end up there, then anybody else can.
Right,
so
right.
I mean, and he went upside down too. So it's
This is kind of a different. The track layout's a little bit different. So the wall, the front stretch wall is. How far would you say it's actually from the racing surface?
I mean, it's
I'm trying to paint a picture for people that's never seen the place. You know what I mean?
So we've got the quarter-mile track is what we race on. But our journey into the track and out of the track is basically a half-mile-long horse track all the way around. It's a fairgrounds racetrack.
Yeah.
So we've got a half-mile track that serves as the in-road and the out-road, and it loops everybody together on pit road.
Right.
On the exterior of the track. So he ends up on the horse track kind of by the main grandstands. So he's technically on a quote-unquote pit road, but I mean, it's hot.
Yeah.
It's, people fly out of there. If something breaks or they are just fed up with it, they'll hit the exit road there to go back.
Yeah.
So that's where he ends up. He landed on his wheels, but he was broken and his car flipped. It's it didn't look like a very soft landing.
Yeah.
So at that same time, and I did not get to talk to our flagman, so I don't know why, but he was looking the other direction and did not turn around for, I think 3 laps. Here's the thing is I haven't actually watched it back. I did kind of break my social media fast today, if you will, and go and read some of the comments. I was a bit surprised, to say the least.
Well, I mean, it was 3 laps. He turned around. So so the flagman is in the infield at Jacksonville.
Yes.
So, was he turned around? I know that Newman was pulling in on the back straightaway.
Yes.
So
I'm not sure if he was looking to that or if he was looking at something else. I'm not quite sure. Here's the thing. Some people in turn 4 will have seen this accident, and I think they're going to assume that the caution or the red flag is going to come out. And for one reason or another, one, they don't have a radio. And 2, maybe, and I've had this before as the announcer, I'll be up in the booth on races that I'm not calling, but I'm just kind of watching the action, and I'll pick up on something like debris or something else, and it's well, this isn't my booth. I can't just call that out. I mean, that's what I used to think anyway. Now I don't care, but so it's it's you don't want to be the one to interrupt the racing if you think it's out of line.
Right.
But by the time you realize that the caution's not coming, it's it's Jacksonville Speedway. We were at 10.5-second laps there. It's already been 2 laps.
Yeah.
So by this point, our PR guy, Brendan Bauman, who you will know as well.
Yep.
This is the one night that he didn't take a radio down with him because he got there late. So he is scrambling to get from turn 2 up to the booth.
He'll be hearing from me after this. We're gonna get on to him. Anyway, continue.
But I mean, he's the one that kind of points it out, hey, we need to get going. And I think at that time, really my panic up in the booth is to try and get Kenny's attention, because normally Kenny Dobson, the track promoter,
right
there at Jacksonville, normally he will watch from the grandstands, right in the walkway, right out of the stage, so he can see the whole thing. But our short-staffedness not only is in our infield crew, it's also in some of our crew that do the paperwork and stuff. So he's underneath the grandstands, like in our kind of like our hidey hole to do the track official stuff where we count the money and all that stuff. He's signing the checks. He has to manually sign every single check that goes in and out of there. So, I mean, it's a couple hundred checks he'll have to sign between staff and drivers and all that stuff.
Right.
So he's down there signing all the checks for the features that have already wrapped up. So my shouting more is, I mean, it's out of fear, of course.
Right.
That's incredibly scary. But it's also like, yeah, I know one person can hear me for sure.
Yeah.
And it would be Kenny. And then, you know, at some point I go from, you know, background panic to like, I almost think of this event like it's an out of body experience. Like I'm trying to like picture myself back in that position. And it's like, I think my memory of this is now like seeing it from the broadcast. It's like I am just floating above the grandstands at this point. And you could have told me that I said literally anything, and I probably would believe you.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you were clearly animated, which I don't know who wouldn't be in that position, you know?
Yeah, no, super, super wild. So, I mean, again, it's just, you know, it's a breakdown in communication. It's a lack of staffing, lack of confidence to be proactive. And, you know, we all want good competition. We don't want to be the reason that it stops. But, you know, it's, you know, and trust me, as soon as we went off air on Dirt Vision, we got all the crew together, all in one place, and we had it out. Not in like a pointing fingers way, but like, what happened, what happened, what happened, what happened?
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well, that can't happen again. And it's like, well, you have to have the radio. You have to have the competence to use it and, you know, use it immediately if you think it needs to be done. And then if it turns out that you're wrong, then we can deal with it later. But we'd rather be wrong than that,
Yeah.
you know. So, and also, you know, being part of I think part of my feelings about it is I kind of feel like I kept going after, you know, the problem got solved.
Yeah.
I just kind of kept my foot on the gas there for a minute.
Yeah.
And it's super, you know, these guys are already, you know, upset that they let it happen or that it did happen. And then it happened the way that it did. And it doesn't help that, you know, nobody knows the full picture. And then the guy on the broadcast is screaming,
Yeah.
kind of inciting the crowd. I mean, I heard that there were some people that were throwing stuff. That's not okay.
Yeah.
Even if you are mad and rightfully mad, don't be throwing stuff onto the track and all that stuff. And I kind of whipped the crowd into a little bit of a frenzy. I tried to back off of it super quick. You know, that's part of my embarrassment of the whole thing. And just, you know.
Well, you've got a lot going on. There's a lot to watch with what you're doing. And you can get just as worked up as probably we are out there on the track.
I was worked up.
You know, so, you know, and when that adrenaline's going, it's kind of hard sometimes to hold yourself back, you know. So
especially when it comes to the safety of somebody.
Yeah, especially when you're worried. I mean, somebody's sitting on the racetrack after they've turned over. You don't know if that guy's hurt, knocked out. You know,
Yeah.
Or if
you
he's
have
going to
no
get out of
idea.
his car with cars going.
Yeah, what if
I
he
mean,
gets out of his car? You know, I mean, who knows? What if it catches on fire? I mean, there's a lot of what ifs you could sit here and go through. So, like, you know, you're trying to get this thing stopped because you don't know, you know, the situation as to what he's dealing with. And you don't want to assume he's okay, you know.
No,
so
definitely not.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I can see. I think you had every right to get animated. And if you're literally the loudest voice there, then why not use it? You know. So I don't see any issue with what you did. And
So, go. Sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
no, you're fine. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, like, I have to be part of the solution at this point as well. So now, you know, just in case on the off chance that there isn't somebody in the grandstands, you know, the next best seat in the house is mine.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to start carrying a radio. And then I saw some really interesting comments, to say the least. But that was one that I agreed with. It's like, well, why didn't the track announcer get on the radio? And it's like, well, what track announcer has the radio? It's like, well, I guess I do now.
Yeah. So I guess one of my questions then is moving forward, how do you avoid this when you are, you know, is everyone volunteer, I would assume, or?
We do have a couple of people that like a lot of our infield crew will double as like maybe the track prep crew or like the push car crew, but then we will have some volunteers on race day as well. So it's about, I don't even know if it's a 50-50 split, but it's probably 40-60 maybe staff to volunteer. But I mean, the way forward is definitely just do it first and apologize later if you're wrong.
Yeah.
You know, grab the radio, know what channel we're on, know when to use it, and spring into action. Don't ask questions, just do it, and we'll hash it out if it's wrong.
Yeah.
So that's number one. I think number two, and we kind of got there. I'm sure once, you know, we give it another week's thought because we have the week off this week, which is good. You know, it's more like a clear order of operations. Like, well, if you need to peel off to do something like to get Jake Newman into the infield or get somebody into the infield or whatever, you need to make sure that the person that is closest to you knows so they can pick it up. Or maybe, you know who is going to be the flex in that situation. You know, have a clear order of operations, like if this, then this, then this, then this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
You know, it's just having a better idea. I guess situational awareness is sort of the name of the game. But really just being prepared for, you know, if somebody has to peel off to do something else, then you be ready to cover and you know kind of what's going on with their zone and what to look for and all that stuff. Which I want to say, for the record, another part of this whole thing is that, you know, I do feel, I mean, the situation is the situation, but I feel bad. Our guys are great. This is a 1 in a million thing. You know, it's super weird.
Yeah.
I can't think of many situations that have happened like this. Certainly not in my time in MOA or Jacksonville. Super weird set of circumstances. You know, our guys work. I mean, a couple of our guys are literally there dawn to dusk to do the race day operations, get the track ready, clean the grandstands, you know, do all this sort of stuff. So our guys are great. I went around and apologized to them for, you know, not the situation that happened, but just kind of riling up people and getting everybody angry and all that stuff. So, you know, there's consequences, I guess, in the sense that you know, it's kind of a public shaming sort of thing right now, and it's a situation that was certainly regrettable, and there have been a lot of lessons learned. That is 100% sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, people in the social media world are not very forgiving. I think we all know that, especially
since that statement got put out earlier. I was just reading through the comments in that statement, and I mean, 99% of them are all positive and appreciative for everything that Kenny does for Jacksonville. So I mean, the statement was really good, and people understand now. Like in the moment when it happened, you have everybody making their opinions, and they don't know the facts. And so now they got the facts through that statement, and everybody seems to understand, and it's kind of water under the bridge at this point. So the statement was really
Definitely.
good.
Yes.
Kenny's super great about that sort of stuff. I mean, he's always been an open book. You know, when people question, like, why are the World of Outlaw tickets $40 or $50 here at Jacksonville? I mean, he literally laid out the budget. Like,
I remember that. I remember that post. Yep.
Nobody does that.
Yeah.
I mean, Kenny's an open book. He just needed to take a couple days to get it all gathered and, you know, let it settle down a little bit. More hopefully rationality would come through with people that were actually willing to listen. I mean, he went around and talked to all the drivers. We had a moto show on Saturday up at Spoon River. He went around and talked to all the drivers, brought it up to anybody that he missed in the drivers meeting, like, hey, we messed up. This is what we're going to do. This is the way forward. And for the most part, I think all the drivers that I talked to anyway afterwards were pretty understanding. They were, you know, surprised, as you know,
well, we all are.
But no, it's Kenny's great with that sort of stuff. You know, if there's one track that could, you know, that will pull off sweeping changes like this, it's Jacksonville. We always adapt and overcome.
Yeah.
You know, it's been an interesting way. And speaking on the facts as well, I think it was funny. I got linked 2 different articles about this that were if not AI generated, they were just kind of like pieced together through really quote unquote publicly available information. Nobody ever reached out to comment for me. I might have been able to tell them that Jacksonville Speedway is not in Florida or in North Carolina. It is in fact in Illinois.
Yeah.
And I could have given them the driver that crashed to not bring out the caution. It was not the driver that they had listed. It's like, oh man, that's what you're combating as well. It's not only people's feelings and getting emotionally riled up, but just people being just flat out wrong.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of clickbait out there. A lot of false things like that. We see that crap all the time. But no, I mean, to kind of piggyback off what you said, I mean, I think a lot of you and Kenny and Brendan and all the guys up there in Illinois, I miss coming up there. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed running MOA back in 2021, and I know there's a lot of series out there, but you guys have always been like some of my favorites to run with, and I think you guys have always been fair. Y'all have always been good to me. I know I know you guys will do anything to make it right, and so I think that's another reason this has been so big and why it's going around so much is because this was such a surprise. This is not something that you would see happen at Jacksonville. I mean, and that's a fun little place. I would highly recommend anyone go race it. And to go compete when Paul Nienheiser's not there, so you have a chance. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a awesome little racetrack. I've been talking to a couple of the guys down here about that they would love to go and run up there because it is a lot like Riverside. I think it has a lot of same characteristics. So I think a lot of the guys down here would run really well up there. But well, man, I appreciate you calling. I knew that I wanted everyone to hear straight from you. That's something that we try to be as legit as we can. I mean, we'll give our opinions, but if we can get things straight from the horse's mouth, and we're going to try and do that. So I appreciate you taking the time to call in.
Absolutely, partner. It's been good to talk to you. You got the scoop as well. I was talking to a couple of other podcasters, and the deals fell through, but you came through.
Cool.
So,
all right, man.
Congrats.
Yeah,
We
appreciate
that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, make sure you promote us up there.
Absolutely.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it.
All right, take care.
All right, man. You too. See ya.
All right, see you guys.
All right, bye.
There you have it.
There you have it. What do you think?
We sure do take up for a lot of track officials on this podcast.
We really do.
It's a good thing. I mean, they keep the sport going,
Yeah.
truthfully.
It's a tough job. I mean,
It
there's
is.
a lot going on. And
I know.
especially you're shorthanded. The way they have their infield set up, it's not like your typical outside
Yeah.
where you're watching just the whole track.
You've
You're having
never been there, but like there's
spin
there's
around.
a lot of stuff in the infield.
a lot
So
of
it's
stuff.
not like if you're standing over in turn one, it's not like you can easily look down there to
Yep.
turn 3 and 4 like we can at Riverside. It's not. It's just a lot more stuff.
Yep.
Down through there. I don't know how to explain it to you. So it's not as easy to see, but it is a little small place, and so that's why it surprised me. I mean, literally the flag stand was facing right where the guy was. Now I don't know. We don't have video.
From what it
At least I
sounds
don't
like,
have video.
What it sounds like though, he flipped over that little hill.
Yeah.
And from what the statement was saying too is there's usually a guy that stands right there because it's hard to see from the infield. There's usually a guy standing there, but I guess he was the one having to go sign the checks because they didn't have that
Kenny.
person there.
Yeah.
So Kenny, yes, he was signing checks, so nobody was actually in that post. Basically, that's right where he crashed.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those perfect storm
Yeah.
type of
Just
deals.
one of them things where Kenny might not. He just might have to wait on write the checks. And that might be
It
something.
just so
looking
happened to
forward-
happen
Hey.
on Dirt Vision,
Yeah.
very public thing. So
Yeah. Well, I meant what I said though. It is a fun little place. It's a good little racetrack. I enjoyed going, and it's a shame to, everybody wants to promote, bad things, and I was, looking at this. I mean, what have been our 2 best podcasts so far? This should be easy. Ain't been many, but what's
and
Clayton?
Ronnie Howard?
Clayton and Ronnie
Yeah.
Howard? But why?
Because
Controversy.
Controversy. Everybody loves negative stuff. Everybody loves the controversy. Everybody wants to tune in, but we sit here and we talk about God on the podcast, and I wonder how many listeners we'll have this time. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know. That's
So
controversial. So
yeah, I guess it is. I
Sometimes.
guess if you want to get into the religious debate, I guess that it is controversial. So maybe we'll have some more views. But yeah, our two biggest podcasts by far have been when Ronnie and Jeremy came and we had Clayton Allen. So everybody love to jump on.
Had a lot of local relevance as well, and a lot of our friends and followers are of this area, so that also helped. Like,
Yeah,
some people might not care about the Jacksonville controversy because they don't
Yeah.
have a connection to it.
yeah.
So I mean, being that controversy happened in our area definitely played into our favor. as
Yeah,
well.
that is true. Well, I wanted to talk about it just because, like, you don't hear that happening. Even he said it was a freak deal.
I did enjoy
Yeah.
his explanation of
Yeah.
it, how it all went. You know, how it all was broken down. I did like that.
Yeah, and I didn't get to read the statement. I mean, was there anything else in the statement that they said?
Basically what he said.
Basically what he said.
Yeah,
Okay, so I didn't get to
pretty much.
read it. Like I found out about the statement like as we sat down, and we went live like 2 minutes right after Brad sat down. So I didn't get to read the statement. But yeah, I mean, just a very freak deal, and I mean, I can only imagine. I don't know what he was sitting there in the car thinking, but like, you know, if when you turn over, I
That's
mean,
a
the
weird
first thing
feeling.
you hear is car stop or slow down or whatever, and I can only imagine sitting there and, you know, you're trying to get your head back together, and cars are still.
And usually
Zooming
somebody-
cars still going, and you
somebody
know
gets to
if
you
cars
pretty
are still
quick.
going, the safety crew's not
not
moving.
there.
Yeah, they're not coming to you.
Yeah, because
You
they
know?
can't. So it's definitely a big deal. They need to, you know, obviously mistakes happen.
Yeah.
This is a no harm, no foul thing. Just fix it for the next time.
Well, I'm glad everybody you said the comments was pretty good.
Yeah, every comment, all the comments I read underneath it were all positive. They all understood or they appreciated the transparency as well.
Yeah. Well, that's good. If only these freaking Mid-South West Memphis people were that understanding, and instead of
ain't nobody around here understanding.
is it the Memphis? Is it just a Memphis thing? Is it like a? Well, I mean, I guess if I lived
Well,
around
it's-
Memphis, I'd probably have a bad attitude too.
We're all retarded. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Their education system up there is probably better. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Well, I'm telling you, I don't. Have you haven't raced in Illinois? Have you at the 410? I guess you hadn't. I guess
Just
Granite City was
City.
really it. Man, so running MOA, I'm getting off track here, but like running with MOA, and I meant everything I said to him. Like running with those guys was a ton of fun. Like you can go up there and run clean, and you can run hard, but everybody treats each other with respect. They have respect for each other's equipment, but they'll still race you pretty hard. And
We were supposed to run a couple this year, but they got rained out earlier in the season.
I can't imagine that.
So,
Yeah, can't imagine that. We went from getting rained out every week to dry as powder house.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I respect them for coming out, you know, giving explanation and him calling in. So that was good.
Well, it does help that they're so professional in the way they explain what happened and why it happened too.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about our fans down here, but also we don't get those kind of explanations either. So I mean, it
Yeah.
goes both ways.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
goes both ways.
yeah. I mean, I don't want to say too much, but I feel like sometimes the explanations aren't quite as good down here as transparent
also I have seen
sometimes.
posts be made where the rule was highlighted and posted, and people still argued with it.
That's
So-
a fact.
That is true.
People
Like I
like
said,
to argue
maybe
with the rule. The
maybe it's
rules,
just
the
the
rules
Memphis
apply
thing.
to everybody except for the people that infringed on them.
Yeah.
And for some reason, race car drivers, and I'm saying this as a tire guy.
Yeah.
Now, I've never drove a race car.
Apparently, you have a really cool mullet though.
Yeah, I heard that.
So-
I saw that on there. But I've never drove a dirt track race car. I have to rephrase that. But like when we're growing up playing sports, the referee might have sucked, but he always that was it. It was over. If he called it, it was it.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if you made that first down and you didn't get it, or that strike was in the box or out of the box. He called it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what the game you're going to play. So if race car drivers just need to get a little bit more realistic. I mean, it's not you messed up. It's just a mess up. Now pay the price.
Yeah.
He's just following it. He's just doing his job. Now, that's a little different than what we're talking about tonight. But I've noticed around here that nobody really understands that. Seems
Yeah.
like the rule, it's only matters. The rules only matter if they're not applied to the person that's, if they're applied to everybody but the person that's complaining about them.
Yeah.
It's bad at Riverside. I'm not going to start naming names. We don't need to start getting into drama right now. We'll save that for next week.
No, because apparently that's what gets viewers. So
Well,
if
we'll
you wanna
save.
let-
I'll make
if you
a
wanna
list
let
next
loose-
week. I'll have a list of people that have broken rules, been penalized, and complained about it. And it'll be on the whiteboard right here behind us. So get ready, because your name's going to be out there.
Yeah. So apparently Wayne Williams, Speed and Custom, he says, "Can y'all introduce Mullet Man?" Not sure who he is or who he works with. So Beau, I guess you need to well, you were gone for a while.
Yeah,
So maybe
I've
you need to
been
like
out.
reintroduce yourself.
I've been out for a little bit, so that's understandable. I'm Beau. I am the official tire guy of Brandon Hanks Motorsports, the number 84 car. I work under one of the best crew chiefs in the game. I'm still learning a lot. Been a race fan my whole life. New to dirt racing. Brandon's got me into the dirt, which it ain't a bad thing. I enjoy it. But yeah, I work for myself. I'm the owner of Uncle Beau's Mobile Diesel Repair. Give myself a little shout out there.
Yeah, do that for sure. We need a sticker that goes right here.
Yeah, I'll get a sticker made
Yeah, we
up.
need to do that.
I'll get a sticker made up, put on here. But anyway, that's who I am. Just a little bit of nobody.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say nobody, not
Just
at
a
all.
lowly tire guy.
Yeah, Stormy Hood commented. She said the Sammy and Lil Ricky thing labeled us nationwide. We're known as a different breed around here. I mean, Sammy and Ricky did go at it on the front straightaway. What was that? That was like 15 years ago.
That was a long
You know,
time
that
ago.
was probably like one of the biggest fights I've ever seen at a racetrack. Have you ever seen that video?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I wasn't into circle track or dirt track racing then, but
Yeah.
that's
Well,
a pretty well-known
I'm glad I
industry.
could introduce you to the dirt stuff. You got so addicted that we were walking out of church one night, and you and Hannah had already made it to the car, and I was looking for you, and y'all rolled down the windows, and you're sitting there watching a modified race somewhere in the country. I don't even know what it was for. Apparently it was a big money race I didn't even know about. So
Yep.
when you got hooked, you got hooked.
Well, I've always been hooked on racing. It's just hadn't been hooked on dirt racing.
Yeah.
Drag racing, street racing,
Yeah.
NASCAR,
Yeah.
which I know half
There
of
goes
our
Perky.
audience hates NASCAR, but yeah, that's what I grew up on.
I don't.
so.
I mean, obviously, I don't hate it. I mean, I enjoy watching it.
I love it.
And
Especially the truck series, man. That's my favorite race series
yeah,
at all.
Yeah.
I love the truck series.
you like the trucks better than anything?
Better than anything. I love
Really?
watching them trucks.
Really?
Mhm.
Out of anything, I have a little special place in my heart as of late for the Cars Tour. I think Cars Tour
I like
does put on
Cars
some
Tour
good.
too.
I think Cars Tour puts on good. Have you noticed that Brad got real quiet?
Well, no, I was just thinking, speaking of trucks, I somehow stumbled upon the very first truck race on YouTube, and Sammy was in
Really?
the Channel Lock 38. He was on the pole of the race.
Really?
Yeah, it's popped in my head. When he
So,
was
you know,
watching.
I did not even know that he did NASCAR stuff until today. I talked to him on the phone this morning.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit, and we got talking about some NASCAR stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, I drove a couple cup races, some Xfinity races, or Bushy
Yeah.
called it, and trucks." And I was like, "I had no idea that you'd done that." So the
the trucks, it was a Channel Lock. I think when he did the Cup, it was TMC, I think. I could be wrong.
really,
I think it was TMC.
I was reading Sports Illustrated to bear a 2007 NASCAR edition of Sports Illustrated. That's not that old, but I was looking back at the the cars and the pictures and just thinking back, man, I remember all those brands and the cars and the drivers. Half of them I forgot it even right.
Yeah.
Some of the no-name guys
yeah,
were in there. Pretty interesting looking back to see who's who and how it's all connected.
1995 is when he competed in the truck series.
yeah. That was the
Yeah.
first year they had it.
That was a
Was 95.
long
That was a
time ago.
long time ago, but
Were they Craftsman? Were they branded Craftsman
yeah,
Truck Series?
I think they were Craftsman first.
so. Their Craftsman Truck Series, they're the only series that hadn't changed.
Well, it went away. They went to like Camping World Truck Series.
That's
and-
right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they
that
had several years there where they got away from all that. I think it went to Gander Mountain Outdoors or something like that. Like it's gone a couple different places, but they're back to Craftsman.
Yeah, I
So
remember
think
that
it's pretty
now. That was like, because I was looking last night in 07, and there was some stuff about the Craftsman Truck
cool.
Series.
Yeah.
And then I did forget about what was that, like 2000, probably 10 or
Yeah, I don't know.
12 somewhere in
I
there.
don't
It changed
remember.
over.
I think it's
to
probably
Camping World.
2012, 2013, something like that.
Yeah.
What Parky's long gone. I guess I ain't gonna worry about it now. But like, is Winston cigarette still a thing, or is that gone?
Yeah, you can still buy Winston.
Winston. So if we could just get Winston to come back, and we could get Bush to go back
Oh
and
man,
sponsor the shit, you know how cool that would be.
it
If
would
they
be
just
pretty
come in.
cool. They were
Like-
talking about the. Well, I won't get into that, but it would be cool to bring it back. They
Yeah.
still call when they're the NASCAR's got this points racing issue where basically it doesn't matter after playoffs start,
Yeah,
and they still call it the Winston Point Series when they
Yeah.
and they do them. Everybody sets these side by sides up
yeah.
and compare. At the end of the year, whoever wins will be placed on this Winston Cup chart.
Yeah.
They'll chart it and
There's
score
there's
it that way.
a Twitter page you can follow. That's what that guy does. He has like the Winston Cup points. Like he
Yep.
does the old point system, and he just posts it like every week.
Yep. It's
And
too
like-
bad. Too bad we're not doing it. I don't
Yeah.
know if my guy's going to be able to win out this year. Or
Yeah,
anything.
I think. Well, I hope Mark Martin's got enough influence that he's
There's your
going to turn
guy
this
again.
around.
Denny Hamlin, baby.
You see the way he eats bananas?
yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I think I was the one that showed it to him. But yeah, we're not gonna get into that. But I mean, you can just picture the wildest vision you can, and you'll get it. But yeah, wow, I've lost track now. I don't know where to go.
That might be a good place to
That messed me up.
pin it up right
yeah,
there.
that messed me up a little bit. I did want to give a shout out to the cops at Volunteer Speedway that somehow managed to call a race or determine a winner. Have you ever heard of that?
I told
Hey.
Clayton, I was like, "There's your
Out.
that'll solve your tech issues. Just call the police."
Yeah. You better follow them rules.
Yeah.
You have to go to jail.
Well, I mean, we could make it simpler. I mean, just have the police come in. I mean, they're already there anyway. Half the time, there's usually somebody fighting anyway. So we just have them roll into the infield, and
J Ray told me he sent me a message that said 911, what's your emergency? And he was like, yes, do you have an officer that can read a durometer?
oh, can he check engines? Can he?
It's like, oh, that solves your problems.
Yeah, heck
Call the
yeah.
police over there.
I don't. I know a couple guys on the Shelby County Police, and well, no, I guess that's West Memphis, so it would be over in Arkansas.
Topic for next week. Does Riverside still have a tech guy working? I know
Yeah.
they did, and now, but did he make it till now?
As
That's
far
what
as I
wanna
know, it's Jay. Is it who is
He-
it? Jason.
So
Well,
there was a little bit of a stock
President.
car controversy, and I don't know all the details, so I'm not going to speak too much on it. But he was supposed to be there Saturday night, and he ended up not being there.
Yep. So he's quit. So we're back to no
No
tech
So
at Riverside.
I don't
Announce
know,
it.
They
Tell
pulled,
everybody.
They pulled somebody out to do the tech, but I don't know who it was.
yeah.
They
Jason,
brought
Jason Newsom is the one
to
that
do the tech.
does it regularly that I know of. Now, I didn't even know that they were doing tech. You know.
Yeah, they did. They started doing it. I was on Facebook. I think I saw it. Yeah, because somebody, I'll have to get that. There's a name that's going to go on my list for next week that was complaining about it. But I can't, I'll have to go back and find it now because I forgot. But they'll be on my, whoever you are, you're going to be on my list next week. So
Yeah.
get ready.
I mean, if you guys want to take the time, I know you and Stock Car Terry talk quite a bit. If you want to call him and get his side and see if he'll answer the phone,
It's
we can-
already 8:11. We'll probably.
what?
Yeah. Let's not do it.
Try to-
Not tonight.
You sure?
Oh, yeah. Not tonight.
I'll talk to him about.
Y'all
maybe
act like
coming
y'all
on
got
next
somewhere to
week.
be.
Shoot, I do.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I'm a dad now. I got to go home, take care of family stuff.
Oh, that's true.
I got
Is
a
he coming
pregnant
home?
wife who's probably in the bed wondering when I'm going to walk back in the door.
In the bed? It's
Oh, yeah.
8:12.
I mean, she's probably
She
it's
sleeps
7
well.
o'clock.
Well,
She
yeah,
should be in the
I
bed
guess.
easily.
I guess she has a good excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. She walk in the door to me. I'm ready to get in the bed. And all right, give me about an hour. I'll be in there.
Dang rookies. Just wait till they're toddlers. Just wait. Just wait. It gets better.
No, he'll be in there with me when he's a toddler. I'm sitting here giving his 2 cents.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey. All right. Well, I guess if y'all are ready to call it quits, I guess we'll close it out.
Well, lock her down, brother.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all coming in. Listen, I know we do. I don't want to speak for y'all. Maybe y'all don't appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to have Uncle Beau sticker right there. That way everybody can come look you up if they need something.
Yep. Don't forget, we're gonna have a list right there next week.
Well, here's your whiteboard. I got it right
we
here.
got a whiteboard sitting. We
I'm
ready
gonna-
to go.
Yeah, I'm going to have it right here for you. But
We're gonna make everybody mad.
yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys listening. Make sure that kids can't hang. That's exactly what I'm saying. Perky stuck around for the NASCAR stuff. You believe that? He said the kids can't hang.
Perky will also be up to like 6 in the morning painting a helmet, and then
Yeah.
he'll sleep till about 3. So he's probably in good shape right now.
He's good. See, he wishes we'd go longer. All right. I appreciate y'all listening. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. All of our socials are going to be posted right after this. Make sure you go and follow, subscribe to all our socials, and we're out. Appreciate it,
Don't forget
guys.
to let her eat.
Let her eat.